Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and today we are at the Upper Tampa Chamber of Commerce right here in town. And we are going to be interviewing some great business owners, so sit back and get nice and comfortable, see what's happening in your community. With me is Arlo Henderson, State Farm Insurance. Welcome, my friend.
Welcome, glad to be here.
We have a lot to talk about.
Okay, I'm excited.
Insurance is not my favorite thing to do, okay?
What?
No,
Oh,
it's not. Oh. Tell me why I want to be excited about State Farm Insurance and what you do.
Well, you want to be excited about insurance in general because everything that you work for needs to be protected.
Thank you.
I mean, what difference would it make if you got everything you wanted in the world and you lost it in a heartbeat because of one simple mistake? Right? So being excited about insurance kind of coincides with being excited about having big goals and big dreams.
Exactly. And those big dreams are some of the American dreams. I mean, we save up to get that home, that perfect dream home. Mm-hmm. And it's important to have the right insurance to cover it.
Correct.
Our lives. What about life insurance? Let's start with life insurance.
Okay.
Let's talk about what do we do? What if somebody doesn't have it?
Well, first of all, if you don't have life insurance, go get some right away. Find a qualified agent who has a license that will sit down with you and ask you some real questions.
Okay.
A lot of times people ask me about life insurance. How much does it cost? Mm-hmm. It's, well, it depends on what you want your life insurance to do. Mm-hmm. Your life insurance is the foundation of your financial plan. Okay. Because all your dreams stop the moment you stop earning income.
That's true.
So if you pass away and you're married and you have children, their lives are torn apart. Unless you've done the right things by doing the right planning ahead of time. You need to make sure that you have the right amount of life insurance. Sure. That it is going to be around when you need it. If you don't plan on dying tomorrow, you need to make sure you don't have life insurance that's going to outlast you. Sure. Make sure you have it with a reputable organization because most of the time you're not going to be around to have a discussion with anybody about how it's being handled when it's being handled. Sure. We're talking about a 30, 40, 50-year promise sometimes. It's important to make sure you have an organization that's going to be around and financially stable enough to fulfill their promises. Exactly. So how difficult or easy or smooth is it to get life insurance today? It's actually a relatively easy process. Okay. We actually can do it online, over the phone today, send you the documents to sign electronically in certain cases. I prefer to do business face-to-face. It really makes sure that I understand everything. Sometimes some of the conversations we need to have, I need to understand if you're being uncomfortable or not sharing enough so that I make sure I protect your family the way you would want to have it protected. But it's a relatively easy process, 20 or 30 minutes. Should be able to get you taken care of if you're simple. If it's a more complicated process, it may take you 45 minutes to an hour. In some of my more complicated cases, where I'm doing long-term care situations, making sure the succession planning, there's a lot of things going on, business owners, those times takes 2 or 3 meetings, but it's well worth it. It's well worth it. Sure, absolutely. And you know, sitting down with someone like yourself isn't like it was many, many years ago. It's like hours upon hours. Correct. Just to try to grasp the concept. Exactly. So it appears to me that you cut to the chase and you really get right down to the nitty gritty so that we can understand what we need to do when we're making an informed decision. Exactly. One of my biggest thing I bring to the table, if you will, is I came from a private bank. So I worked at the largest bank in the country with their highest net worth clients. And by having that experience, I got a chance to learn a lot about how to help people in a really efficient manner, but it also helped me make things really simple. I can understand those complex situations, but I can understand your situation and make it simple for you to take advantage of some of the more complicated things that need to be done. So I try to make the process as simple as possible, use terms that you can understand, and I like to draw pictures. This is one of my big things. I like to draw people pictures that they can take a picture of their phone and remember the conversation so they know exactly what they're getting and they can explain it to the people that are going to benefit from it if need be. I love that. You're my kind of guy. I like to see pictures too, because they really are worth more than 1,000 words. Exactly. They truly are. And especially when we're talking about senior citizens. Now, what about senior citizens that maybe didn't plan for their life insurance? Where does it stop and go? Is that one of your biggest challenges? You know, it's rarely too late, but sometimes it is. Okay. Like what is too late? 85, 90, depending on the situation. Sometimes it becomes more challenging. But as long as you're still breathing and don't have a major situation, there's usually some type of solution for you. Like I said, I encourage you to come sit down with somebody. We can do everything from final expense policies to help you get something just to handle your final expenses. Some people have lumps of money they're kind of holding on to just in case. We can help you do planning with annuities there, where you can actually kind of combine those things together. You can use that money today and also save some around for your beneficiaries if need be. as well as basically helping you, sometimes protecting the insurability of the people that are younger than you and your family that haven't thought about doing it yet.
Yes.
Because you realize now that the older you get and the longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to be a lot of times.
That's true.
If you can talk to the young people in your family, instead of giving your grandkid a toy every year, why don't we be able to give them a life insurance policy that they can build on, and that basically create some cash value and protect their insurability throughout their life?
Well, you're covering the big picture, and that's what I love, is you're covering the big picture. So you're basically one-stop shop with State Farm, and what you do, from life insurance to auto, homeowners, disability, retirement plan, annuities, you cover it all. That's how I like to do things. I don't like to go one here, one there. This just makes a whole lot of sense.
I like to think about myself as a quarterback.
Yeah, I love it.
I was a former football player, so one of the things that I like to think about is I try to make things relative to me. So as a quarterback, my job is to get things in the right places, to make sure that people that can do a better job with the ball than I can, get it to them. So when I need something from a financial planning perspective, I have resources internally to help with that, but we actually can get those done right in the office. When people have life insurance needs, auto insurance needs, they have a great team to help them with those things. Homeowners insurance, which is a big deal in Florida. We are doing homeowners insurance in Florida. We are the biggest company doing it. And if your insurance company is only in Florida and they only insure homes in Florida, the hurricanes are affecting them the same way they're affecting you. We have outside resources as well, really important. But I'm here to help you get everything kind of put into a package you can understand, because when things go wrong, the last thing you want to have happen is 5 or 6 people having to get involved to help you with a simple problem, a simple thing that's turned into a complex issue.
That's right.
You become disabled. You don't have to call 3 or 4 different people. You can talk to me. I can handle a lot of what's going on. We even do banking products. We do credit cards, mortgage loans, vehicle loans, bank accounts. We can handle most of your financial needs right there in-house, which really means that I can be there to help you with every decision you're making financially, so you can stay on track, because the plan is really important when you're doing these kind of things.
You know, that just makes really so much sense. I know we're in the digital age. I know we've got all this technology, but I don't care when anybody says people really want that handshake. They want that FaceTime really in person with you, not on the phones and all that. And I'm glad that you're able to reach out to your clients to be able to give them that extended help, and you're right there. You're right there for them. Let's just shift into the homeowners insurance, because I am definitely going to call you on homeowners insurance.
That's good.
All right, that is such a sore subject for me.
Okay.
And when it comes to really needing the insurance, we need the insurance. And it's interesting how my deductibles were not met, so I didn't have coverage for several $1,000s worth. I get it, okay? I had a higher deductible. But how can we, I mean, my goodness, this hurricane stuff is really, I'm over it all, but I'm here, okay? And I'm blessed to be here. Give me your best shot at some of the points on why we want to call you for homeowners insurance. I kind of have a feeling I know, and I am definitely going to call you.
Okay. Well, a couple of things. One is our homeowners insurance product is tailored to your situation. So we like to sit down with you and kind of understand about your home. If somebody tells me, I'm asking about the house and I'm finding out things, I will actually go visit the home to see it sometimes, because what I found is, because we do so much in the digital age, over the phone and via email, I've had clients where we've looked at their homeowners insurance policy with their current carrier, and it's not even the same home that they have. It's the same address, but they don't know they have a detached garage, or they've remodeled something, or there've been some additions made to the home, or upgraded things of that nature. If you want your home to be replaced because you took the time to build it or pick things out, you want those things replaced the way they were. It's really important to understand that State Farm is who most companies call on, most municipalities, call on when there's a big catastrophe. And we live in catastrophe central, right? We're in Florida. But when the big things like Harvey come on, or Sandy, Katrina, those kind of events come on, people don't realize we're there, in mass with our resources. We've been doing it for so long that we actually have ways to handle these situations. We're prepared for it.
How long have State Farm has been doing homeowners insurance here in Florida?
We've been doing homeowners insurance nationally about over 70 years. But in Florida, we've been back full go pretty much for like the last 3 years, and we just expanded how much we'll do now. We actually get closer to the coast, and we've actually upgraded our product, if you will, to allow people to get even better coverages on things like we can cover, your AC units and those kind of things, the wiring to your home, if your toilet is back up, those kind of things. Things that we normally didn't think about, identity theft restoration. If you need somebody does something to you on the internet and uses your name and does those kind of things, you're going to need to fight that, right? You want those legal expenses come out of your pocket, or would you like us to help you with those things? You're talking about 40, 50 bucks a year. It's really a small amount of money.
Wow.
So we can do some great things with our policies, in addition to the fact that we have the financial backing to actually do the things the policy says. I like to explain it to people this way. If you get $1 million check from a 5-year-old kid, the gesture is awesome, right? I appreciate the fact that you've done this. However, they can't fulfill the promise of that check, right? If you get a policy from an organization that can't handle the financial burden of actually dealing with a major catastrophe, that means you're going to be standing in line begging for help at the worst time ever to be doing it. Is with everybody else is doing the same thing, right? A lot of people doing the same thing. You don't have your home, you have nowhere to go back to, your whole life is shaken up, and now you're trying to scramble to figure out how to get money you were due based on the money you've paid already. So yeah, that's one of the big advantages.
Exactly.
We got the money to fulfill the promise.
That's really awesome. And to know that you're doing homeowners, you were like my angel today, because I can't wait to talk to you.
And there's a discount with it.
Yeah, and there's a discount. How about that? Seriously, take a look at your policies. And if you don't have one for life insurance, give Arlo a call. And thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you back.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Tricia up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we are at the Upper Tampa Chamber of Commerce, right here in town. We have a lot of business owners that we're going to interview. In fact, the man sitting next to me here, I'm very excited to introduce you to him, is Jason Cantin from Done Right. And done right really rings a bell with me, because when it comes to remodeling and building, you want to make sure your floors are done right, hence the name.
That's right.
So welcome, my friend. I have to shake
Thank
your
you so
hand.
much.
We were just talking before the show, and you call yourself a floor specialist. And
Correct.
I thought, that must have a lot of weight to it, above and beyond the other companies, that really gives you that niche. Tell us about the amount of certifications that you must know to go through and do the floors right.
So the first certification that I got was to be a certified flooring installer. That was a 3-day class of the technical side of installing floors. And then to get that certification, I also had to do a hands-on test in front of a teacher, and I had to pass a 115 question test about the mechanics and the technical part of installing floors.
Sure.
So that was the first certification I got. And then I continued on. I got certified as a floor inspector, and nobody's even heard of floor inspectors except for those people who need them.
Yeah, exactly.
I get hired when there's something wrong with a floor to determine what's wrong with it. That was a 5-day school and a 450 question test about flooring.
Wow.
And that has to be passed with a 95% success rate. So those are the starting points of becoming a flooring specialist as opposed to just a flooring salesperson.
Sure. That, to me, that holds a lot of credibility. So if you're looking to do some remodeling, and if you need an inspection on your flooring, what I love that you said before the show is you were saying, you know, go out and get it done right.
Right.
And then that way you're already certified, you know how to do it right. So what are some of the other, tell me about, walk me through start to finish. I want to take out my tile. I want to put new tile in. My home's maybe 20, 25 years old, right?
Yep. So the first thing that I start with is most customers come in looking for a color, and they don't understand that that's the last part of the decision-making process. There's a lot of technical things that need to be considered when choosing a flooring. You know, I specifically speak about specializing for the homeowner's lifestyle. While you might want tile based on pets, kids, where the home is located, maybe tile's not the best answer.
Sure.
So that's the starting point, is figuring out, getting to know my consumer and finding out what would work for them. And then sometimes breaking the myth that the other flooring stores have told them that this is okay because that's what you asked for. I often tell customers, the best thing for you is not what you want. The best thing for you is X. And then I have to explain that to them.
So you're a problem solver.
That's mostly what I do. I don't even call myself a salesperson. I say my job is to educate consumers, so that they can make the best decision for them. They're going to live on that floor for 30 years. I'm never going to see it again unless they invite me over for dinner to look at their floor again. So I want them to make a smart decision. It's not my job to make the decision for them.
Right, and that's really what it is all about. How do you feel about putting tile on top of tile?
So the industry says it's not acceptable, but it is okay in certain circumstances. I will never do that. That's not an option for me. My opinion is we should always get to the original substrate, whether that's concrete or plywood. That's the best place to start a flooring installation, even if somebody says you can do it otherwise. But there are companies who will do it, and I don't fault them, because in certain applications it's acceptable.
Sure. I really like that concept that you're a problem solver, and you're really going to give your customer the really best based on the serious knowledge that you have from all these certifications. So when you're really not creating all floors equal from one to the next, you go in, you talk with your customer, you find out what they think they might want, and what's the percentage of you getting them turned around to what they should have?
Well, and that's the biggest challenge I face currently, is that, you know, TV and internet have convinced customers of things that make sense to them, but technically aren't correct. I would say it's about 50% of them that understand my perspective on the scenario. I believe most of them believe me, but they still want what they want, so they don't turn around. But I would say it's half will go forward with doing the way that I would prefer.
That's good. What's trending today in floors?
So tile plank, long tiles that look like wood is very popular. And in the wood world right now, it's European oaks. Grays are still popular. I've been saying for about 2 years that I think that's got to go away, but it's not. I'm getting new grays all the time.
Do you think that's because it's a neutral?
I think it's a big piece of it. A lot of people are buying floors with the eye towards selling the home. Not, you know, a lot of my consumers aren't they're not selling today, but they're aware that they're going to probably sell.
Sure.
So
sure.
they're looking to keep the house more in a neutral tone.
Yeah, it's much easier to decorate, and when it comes to sales, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So and how long have you had your business?
So my retail business has been open 8 months. I've been installing floors in Tampa, the Tampa market, for about 22 years.
Okay.
But the retail piece, I literally opened a brick and mortar in February of this year.
Well, congratulations. Is that when you joined the chamber?
About 2 months after that. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Once we got up and established, yes.
So how has the chamber worked for you in business?
Chamber's been great. I've attended a relationship builders meetings that they hold every other Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I've made some good connections there. You know, my ambassador's been great with helping me direct. I'll be honest, you know, a lot of the stuff that's done with the chamber is done behind the scenes with my amazing wife, Ashley. That's not my forte. My forte is technically floors. I'm not a network guy. That's not in
That's
mine.
okay. You stay in your realm. She goes in hers, right?
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right.
That's so great.
The most recent scenario, this is one of the things that I wanted to cover specifically, was a homeowner just hired me to take a look at their floor during installation. And this is a custom $2 million home in South Tampa that the floors are being installed wrong. And the consumer, for a couple bucks more, could have had it done right. But the builder and the flooring contractor made a decision for the homeowner with their money, with the homeowner's money, to do things wrong. And it's, you know, I mentioned briefly before we started that I believe that 90% of floors are getting installed wrong. Now, I say that they're not all going to fail because they're installed wrong, but they run the risk of failing before they should because of this.
So why not do it right the first time?
Why not have it done right the first time?
Okay, so give me some sort of a scenario. How do you install a floor wrong?
Well, in the specific case where I just looked at this home in South Tampa, they were installing wood floors in a house with the air conditioning not on. They were installing wood floors on a concrete slab without properly moisture testing the concrete slab. Our water table is pretty high here, so we deal with a lot of moisture issues.
I never would have thought of that.
Most
That's why I'm asking you the question.
But the problem is, I'm fine that you don't understand that, but what I'm not fine about is that these other flooring stores don't know about it. The people who are supposed to be specialists
that blows
don't
my
know
mind.
about it.
That really blows my mind. This is very educational. Keep going.
It boggles my mind. And then on top of that, in this case, they were gluing wood floor down to what we call overspray in the industry. When they're building a house, drywall gets on the floor, paint gets on the floor, and that should be all removed before you glue something to a floor. In this case, there was no air conditioning, they didn't moisture test, and they were gluing down wood floor to overspray, which in reality means they're not gluing to the concrete, they're gluing to paint and drywall mud, which over time will detach from the concrete and create hollow spots in the floor. So this is a reputable flooring retailer that, in my face, when I was there, said, we've been doing it like this for 3 years, Jason, and never had a problem. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm there as an advocate for the homeowner saying,
sure.
Listen, I'm not telling you your floor is going to fail, but there's a risk now because the rules weren't followed. The reality is it costs a little bit more money to have it done right. But on the broad scheme of things, in this case, this is a $2 million home. We're talking 2,500 feet. You're probably talking $5,000 difference from what I would have charged to what was charged. And now there's a risk at some point that the floor is going to fail, that the homeowner, if he wasn't in the construction industry, wouldn't have known that he was at that risk.
No, that's why we go to builders. That's why I go to professionals like yourself.
Correct.
So that is really mind-blowing. And this is, you need to call Jason. If you need any kind of a floor. I love the fact that you're so educated. And it makes sense. And as you're explaining to it, I get it. I understand that.
Right. It's simple. And most homeowners do get it when they hear the truth. And what I find is most homeowners, when they hear the truth, it rings true, right?
Yeah,
we know that. It's just true.
Yeah.
But some customers have their mind set on a budget because they've watched a commercial that said, flooring installed free when you buy from us.
Right.
So they like that premise.
Yeah.
But then when I tell them, well, they're hiding the cost of the free install in the material, or nobody's giving away free installation.
I get it. I get that.
So when they hear the truth, I have multiple clients who tell me, Jason, I appreciate it. You're over our budget, so we're going to wait a few months and get it done right.
Sure.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Because having it done right, I mean, it's a special relationship you're going to have with this floor for 20 years. You're going to walk on it. It's not something on a wall that you look at. This takes abuse.
Right.
It's important that it's done right.
What about carpeting?
Carpeting is kind of fading out a bit as some new segments have gotten into the industry, but even that's being done incorrectly. The benefits are when that fails, it's not a big deal. But if you have wrinkles in your carpet and it's less than 5 years old, it's probably because it wasn't installed right. If you have seams that threads are pulling out, It's probably because it wasn't installed right. Most flooring companies give a 1-year warranty, and I'm not joking. I've heard them say, we'll make the first year and then we won't have to worry about it. That's why I give in writing a 5-year warranty.
Really?
Because if you do it right, it shouldn't fail.
Yeah, you know how to stand behind your product.
Correct.
That's excellent, a 5-year warranty.
I think it is. It sets me apart from most of the other big boxes and the other retailers that are doing this.
Sure.
And I know the reason for that is I know that they're afraid to go beyond the 1 year.
Yeah,
and that speaks volumes.
That's not good. That's
Right.
not very good self-confidence in your own business. So you are a busy guy. Open up your brick and mortar. You've joined the Chamber of Commerce. What do you think of Upper Tampa Bay?
I'm excited. So the opportunities with the Upper Tampa Chamber give me a lot of avenues to grow my business and to build.
Exactly. So I'm excited to even talk to you about all this. I'm trying to process this and remember it. But I want to thank you for joining us here at the Upper Tampa. We're right here in town, which makes it very, very cool. And I will definitely call you, and being a realtor, I might have some business for you myself. So thanks for joining us on My Chamber TV, and you'll get a chance to use this segment for business out there in TV land with our viewers.
Awesome.
So you've got to call Jason. If you're thinking about doing an installation on your floors, this is the fella to call, because he has all the certifications and he will get it done right, hence Done Right Flooring. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Tricia up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm Barbara Marville. Thank you so much for joining us. We are in town at the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, and I am very pleased to introduce Mary Thomson and Gerald Jacobs with the Upper Tampa Bay Education Foundation Star Program.
Yeah.
And that is a mouthful because you do a whole lot. So just chime in and tell us, what is this foundation?
Well, we'd like to enhance the community, local community, through the schools to provide just that extra little bit of funds, because we all know teachers have to dig deep sometimes to provide little goodies, and we try to supplement that by providing the support and a little financial help.
How long has this foundation been around?
2006.
Ah, okay.
That's when we chartered the foundation. We are a 501c3 charity, and we've been doing our best to grow our foundation and be able to help the kids out as much as we possibly can at a greater and greater level.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
How did they get involved? Walk me through the process.
Well, we have 12 elementary schools that we have designated in the area as far east of our location to Crestwood, which is over by Manhattan.
It's over by Leto High School, actually.
Well, when the first time that I was able to walk in and presented them with a check, you would have, it was only $600, but you would have thought it was $1 million. The teachers were ecstatic. Then we move westward, and as I said, 12 schools, all, you know, just even in our own neighborhood here. And it's just the most rewarding. Being a past teacher, it has been extremely rewarding.
Oh, I sensed there was a story behind you. There's always
well, it's
that
nice
story.
when you get older and you get to give back.
Yeah, absolutely. How long were you a teacher?
Oh, for 6 years.
Well, congratulations.
Then I needed money. But we also provide 4 college scholarships to high school seniors that have qualified. They have to have a certain GPA, they have to be in need of a little extra funds, and they get $2,000 towards their school tuition. And that is another, you know, this past student that we had, she said she wouldn't be able to go until she got that letter. She was going to go, she gave up her, you know, initiation, her enrollment because she couldn't afford it. And all of a sudden we presented her with $2,000, and it can be awarded the following years if she maintains.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So it's a gift that kind of keeps on giving?
Absolutely.
Great.
And some of these kids, the stories that they have to tell are just absolutely amazing. Last year, there was a young man that we awarded a scholarship to, and he was from Aleppo, Syria. And each one of them write a paragraph or two about themselves. And his started out, imagine waking up in the morning to the sounds of bombs going off in your neighborhood. And it kept going on and on and on from there. His father's still in Syria. They have no contact with him. They don't have electricity there, cell phone service is spotty.
Right.
This kid at like 11 years old immigrated legally to this country, didn't speak a word of English. He learned how to speak enough English. His grade point average was good enough that he was able to qualify and get into college by the time he was a senior in high school. It's just a remarkable story. And we have a lot of stories like that from the kids that we have awarded scholarships to over the years.
Absolutely. I love to hear stories like that.
Yeah.
Just when they think that there's no hope, and then people like yourselves come along and get that money into their hands for schooling. And you just, you know, people don't realize that it's not easy for everyone to get through school or even to get there. So that is amazing. Tell me some more stories. I love hearing this.
Well, you know, the thing that gets me the most is the amount of money that we spend on schools and on educating our kids. When we give away $600 to a school, and like Mary said, It's like giving $1 million to them. You go, there's something wrong with our system here. But it's making a big difference with just a little bit of money. For instance, this last year, Hillsborough County Schools awarded Dickinson Elementary a number of tablet computers to use for their robotics program. They're all working on STEM, even in elementary schools.
Wow.
Okay, but the problem was they didn't give them charging stations, so they were going to have to go and individually plug them in all over the school and try to keep up with them, make sure they didn't get stolen or stepped on.
Sure.
We gave them $600. They went to Walmart and they got a charging station for all of their tablet computers for $597.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How
Jackpot.
about that? Oh,
Yeah.
I was about to ask you what the $600 would go for. You know, it's interesting because it's been many, many years since I raised my children in the school system here, in the public school system. They graduated, went on to college, they're doing well for themselves. But because we do these chamber shows and because we do have so many people like yourselves that are giving back, there's a lot of different programs to help kids and the teachers. I never had to pay for anything when my kids were going to school. And when you say there's something wrong with this system, I'm going, yeah, thank goodness for people like yourselves to go and reach back and give back. I mean, school supplies and different things. I mean, we did have to pay for that.
They don't have enough paper or pencils in the office in the school to meet their own needs. They don't have enough cleaning supplies in their school to meet their needs.
That's
This
crazy.
is crazy.
We pay enough taxes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, it's just absolutely insane when you hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. See, and I've been so far removed, although I'm getting back into it because of my 4-year-old grandson here pretty
Just
soon.
wait.
Oh, yeah. I'll be out there marching, Granny.
One of the things I would like to explain is STEM is what they've introduced to all the grammar schools now. It's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And what they first explained to us is that they would drive, some of the teachers would be leaving their neighborhood and their neighbors had put out one of those little rolling trikes when you're 2 or 3 years old that you first introduced to your child. They would stop and take it off the curb and bring it into school, dismantle it, and buy new parts. And as a kindergartner in first grade, they learned to put that back together.
Yeah, it's amazing.
We have to raise because, there's a void in our manufacturing. Those that aren't going to ever make it in college. Well, could you imagine the introduction?
Exactly.
That they're like, all of a sudden thinking back and saying, wait a minute, I did very well at this. And that's the technology that are in our monies that we want to provide for them to go be able to buy the little parts. And that's exactly what the principals have explained to us, is that this is going for this is going for that. A simple chalkboard. Remember that one school? She wanted to put a chalkboard type, implement on a wall of their classroom and listed their names. And the students, because you all know that you like to see our name written on a wall.
Of course.
And saying, he accomplished this.
Yes.
He accomplished this.
Yes.
And the pride.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's amazing, you talk to the teachers and even the principals and the assistant principals, you say, well, elementary school, what can these kids learn about technology or engineering? They're learning fundamentals so that when they get to middle school, they'll have an exposure to this so that they can progress further in middle school instead of walking into middle school and being
Not knowing anything. No, it's preparation.
And they're prepping them for this type of education. But that's not the only thing that we do with the scholarship money. We have a school that we give scholarships to. They have a culinary arts department.
Oh, I love to hear that.
Yeah, and we give the scholarships to the student that is chosen by the instructor. to go to a culinary art school. And we have sent kids to Culinary Institute of America, which is in New York, and other really nice elite schools where they can learn how to become executive chefs. They can become contributing members of our society. They don't necessarily have to have a college education, but they're going to have a future.
They are going to have a future,
Yeah.
and an excellent future.
Yeah.
My goodness, that is so exciting. You have been a member of the Chamber for how long?
Oh gosh, probably 18 years.
Really? Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Well,
He's a lifer.
You,
I'm a
yeah.
lifer, yeah.
Well, why not? The Upper Tampa Bay Chamber is just so amazing, and
We
so
do
many different things going on.
Yeah, we do so many different things. We do things within the community. We're here to try to enhance the life of everybody within the community. This is not just about businesses. This is about our community where we live and how we can make it a better place for everybody.
You know, there's so much to be said for that. Really, it is our community, and it feels so good to give back. That's why I love doing these shows, because we bring the community to our viewers. They get a chance to see what's happening in the community. If you're a business owner, you want to join the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce right here in Oldsmar, and you get to work with people like this. You can get involved with the charities that are going on here and really learn to make a difference. I really think that the Chamber brings everybody together as one business/personal family. Thanks for joining us. I think this is going to be so. I tell you, this is going to be so exciting for everyone to rewatch our show today. So good luck with all of what you're doing, and we'll be right back in just a little bit. Stay with us and check out the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and it's exciting to be right in town with the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. With me is an icon, I must say, okay? Tracey Arehart. It's so great to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
Oh, you're such a delight. You just beam all over. And,
Thank you.
And I understand congratulations are in order for the award, Judie Glenn Inc. What's that all about?
Yay. Judie Glenn Incorporated is the company I work with.
Okay.
And I'm happy to say that I'm celebrating my 20th year.
Wow.
With Judie Glenn.
Why is that?
It's a great place to work.
Tell me about it. Tell me about the company.
Well, Judie Glenn Incorporated, we're a small woman-owned, woman-operated business in Palm Harbor.
Okay.
And I met Judie 20 years ago through a mutual friend and said, Tracey, you would be great at this. You two would get along fabulously. And I was telling Jerry earlier that we met at Applebee's at Curlew 19 for the interview and had lunch and just had a nice conversation. And she goes, yeah, would you like to start working with me? I'm like, okay. And so this was in the promotional products business. I come from a department store retail background. And Judie Glenn Incorporated is a promotional products business. And we're a distributor. And so it was going to be a whole new learning experience for me. And my first day with Judie Glenn was our convention in Orlando with 2,500 suppliers.
Wow. 2,500 suppliers.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I don't know if we have time to name them all, but let's talk about a few anyway. So tell me about these promotional products. We always need them.
Every business needs them.
Yes.
Whether it's a charitable organization, whether it's a business, everybody needs to use a promotional item to say who they are, what they do.
Right.
And, you know, when you talk to people, most people think of a pen, a cup, maybe a koozie, a coffee mug. But we have over 450,000 products that we can offer every different type of business. Because what I might show you in the TV world might be something different than I'm going to show a real estate person or somebody who's in the hospital.
Okay.
So there are just so many products that we can offer our customers. And it just depends on what the use is.
It sounds like it's very brand specific.
It doesn't have to be.
But it doesn't have to be.
A pen travels. That's the nice thing about a pen. You can do a pen and it can travel through, years and through 7 to 10 different people.
Right.
That's why I always tell everybody, if you want to give out a pen, give it to a waitress or a server in a restaurant, because everybody who signs their check is going to see that information on there.
That's very, very smart. So give me an idea on what would you do for us for TV, for WeBeam TV, just off the top of your head.
It would just depend. I would ask a few questions first.
Okay, ask me.
Who are you actually giving the product to?
Who are we giving it to?
Yes. You want me to find a perfect product for you.
Right.
I'm going to ask you, how are you using this? Who are you giving it out to?
Business owners, because we are obviously going to share their business on camera.
Okay, you want to invite them to come and do the TV show.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe something that's going to sit on their desk. Maybe like a nice coaster.
Okay.
Or something. A lot of people are with the phone never leaves anybody's hands
I know,
anymore.
Isn't that the truth?
So, but people don't think about, just getting, technical, but a lot of people put their phone face down when they're at a restaurant or something like that. Think about the germs. So if I were going to do that, maybe you want to do a media stand for somebody's desk so that when they come in, they can stick it on there instead of sticking it face down on the...
See, that's being very creative. Yeah. I love that.
It's purposeful.
Yeah.
As well as now every time they're sitting at their desk, who are they going to see?
Exactly. Oh, that's great. You're giving me some really good ideas. So you've been with this company for 20 years. Give us some other ideas on some of the products that you have. We do believe in video for getting a message out. It is wonderful. People like to see body language and just see where a person's heart is. But these promotional products are so critical to be out there and to brand, right?
Exactly. With media, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
With media, it's how are you driving people to your website or to the YouTube, channels and things.
Sure.
So if you have a URL or you have something that they can scan, whether it be on your business card or whether it be on your brochure card, or maybe even on the T-shirts.
Oh, yes.
The technology has really changed our industry as well, because embedded in, whether it be your imprint on, say, a bag or on a T-shirt or on a promotional item, they can now they embed it, whereas somebody scans the picture, it directs them directly to your website.
Exactly. I love those scans. One of the first things I learned several years ago that, you mean we can just do that? Oh, and then up comes...
exactly. Your video shows. Yeah, your video pops up right then and there.
It's fabulous. So you're doing T-shirts, right?
We can do T-shirts.
We can do T-shirts.
T-shirts, polos. What I try and tell everybody when it comes to promotional items is, if you see a name on it, we can do it. Just look in the space around us. This is a beautiful promotional piece where we can actually honor those who support us and the foundations. So it's just putting their name simply somewhere that says, we appreciate you, we appreciate your support. So that's maybe a sponsor appreciation gift.
Sure.
You always want to do employee appreciation. Employee appreciation is so important. These are the people that help keep your doors open. A simple polo shirt or a t-shirt. We're in Florida. It gets chilly sometimes, whether you're indoors in an air-conditioned building or you're outside in the fall. Why not do a nice little fleece jacket or a sweater for the ladies?
Of course.
Even for the guys.
Of course.
But the nice thing about apparel is that our manufacturers have now realized that women don't want to wear a man's polo, even if it's a small. So we can now have some nice apparel items that are feminine looking.
More feminine.
Feminine fitting.
Yeah.
And you can do those comparable companion pieces, whether it be male or female, and keep unity within the company so that everybody has that same look, whether it's a uniform or just even off the job.
Sure, absolutely. And people like to do business with people that are their appearance is professional. And you're right, Florida is so laid back, and you know, polos look great. But I'm with you on that. I mean, I'm not real wild on the polos, but they do look the best.
I come from D.C. where men always wore suits.
Yeah. And
I came to Florida, and all of a sudden, Casual Friday was a casual every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
We have the product to make that casual every day look professional.
Look professional, and with the logo and all that.
Exactly.
That's exciting. So you've been a member with the Chamber for how long?
For as long as I've been with Judie Glenn Incorporated, 20 years.
I love it. So you jumped right in.
When I joined Judie Glenn Incorporated, she said the first thing you need to do is join a Chamber of Commerce. And we had already belonged to Safety Harbor, Dunedin, Palm Harbor. And so Oldsmar at the time was the next doorway into the Tampa area. And I came in at the time, back then I met with Rita Deal and sat down, and I just started volunteering in the Chamber office because I was brand new business, didn't know anybody. So by becoming a volunteer at the Chamber office, every time anybody came into the office, I was able to meet somebody new. I was learning about the Chamber.
Smart cookie.
And whether it was answering phone calls, volunteering at events, I was there. And the joke is, you'll see the award says Tracey Arehart, the face of Judie Glenn Incorporated.
Aww.
People don't believe that there's a Judie Glenn.
Right, it's just a name.
She's my alter ego.
Right, right.
I wouldn't have just pulled that out of the hat, Judie Glenn. Where would that come from? But she does exist. A few people in the Chamber have met Judie over the years, but I'm here. There's no need for her to be here. I'm the one who's in the community and out.
And I would say you are the face.
Repping it.
And a beautiful face at that, with a personality that just doesn't quit. In fact, they call you the Mary Poppins around here, don't they?
Jerry Custin calls me that.
I love it. I love it. Well, I think this is very exciting. The Chamber, as we all know, does so much for business owners and the community. Give us a few little things that you've been involved with. I mean, I know we can't cover 20 years worth, but some that stand out that has helped you with the promotional products.
Oh, heavens. Well, just by being involved and being volunteers, you spend time with people and you build those relationships.
Yeah.
And I could meet somebody only twice a year at one of our events, but twice a year, every year for 20 years, you know people.
Sure.
So we're building those relationships, and they may not be able to use my service, and I might not use their service right now. But by being that constant presence, you build that familiarity.
Yes.
And so when they need a promotional item, then they'll think of me.
Exactly.
You know, and I mean, yes, we're the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber, but we all do business further out than just that. And we each have a circle of influence outside of that.
Yes.
So even if we individually don't do business with each other right away, we know people that we can do that, and hence increase each other's business.
And that's just how it really grows, and just some of the different community events that go on and getting involved with that. It's getting your brand out there, and it's exciting to know that there are other promotional companies, as we know.
Yes.
What do you feel that has made it so different for you? I mean, a 20-year career, there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah. You know, what we pride ourselves in is just being honest, giving the best price we can for, we want to make sure that everybody has the best price, but it's not always a price shopping thing. We want to give you the best product. Right. And we work with those suppliers that we know and trust the product and the service that they provide, because we stand behind our products 100%. So if you're not happy with it for any reason, that's going to come out of our pocketbook.
Sure.
So I want to make sure that who we use and who we present are going to be the best.
And I'll tell you, it really speaks a lot to your credibility for 20 years with this company. And it sounds like you're also very creative and you're willing to step out of the box to do whatever you have to do. 100% money back guarantee, sign me right up. You need promotion. Not all companies will do that. They might give you, whatever their guarantee is, if they even give you one. So I think it's very commendable for this. No wonder you're in business. Look at this beautiful trophy. Woo. That is so exciting for you. I'm really happy that we had a chance to visit here today, and I'm hoping that we will get a chance to visit again, maybe in the community, maybe in an event coming up. But I want to say congratulations to you for all you do for Judie Glenn and the community here. That was a smart decision, volunteering and getting all those great free leads, right?
Exactly.
Thank you, my dear.
Best way.
You're a sweetheart.
Thank you.
Stick around. We'll see you soon. Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. We're here in the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, right in town, right at the Chamber office. With me is Director of Business, Manufacturing, and Education, Mr. Jerry Custin. Welcome.
Thank you, Barbara.
You have a lot to say in this last segment on what's happening with the Chamber.
Well, there's an awful lot of things happening with this, and what I'm going to do is focus on my primary role with the Chamber right now, and that's a business assistance program. We've had a contract with the city for years now that they ask us to do some things with us. I'll list a couple of those basically, but and the reason we're going to do this today is we had a city council last night and got the new contract approved, and it's materially different than what we're going to do, and I think there's some exciting things coming up. But the primary purpose is what we wanted to do with that business assistance over the years is work cooperatively with the city officials and the staff to maintain a healthy business environment here. Take care of complaints, do some things, if there's businesses looking to locate here, businesses looking to expand, marrying them up with incentive programs and things of that nature to just make this a great place to live, work, and play. Among those that we do, what we also I'm not a career business person, as you well know. I'm a career military guy, so I can be limited in providing advice. So we network very well and build relationships with both Pinellas County Economic Development, Hillsborough County Economic Development, small business development centers. So when we get to a level of expertise that our chamber members need to go beyond what that I can individually provide, then we hook them up with these other entities to do that.
That's so fabulous.
Okay, so what we do, among other things, is we started this a while ago called We Mean Business. So the last Friday of each month, what we do is we take the mayor and the city manager out to 3 businesses and a restaurant. It's very informal, and what we do is we tell those businesses, look, here's the mayor and the city manager. We want you to tell them the good, bad, and the ugly about doing business in the city. Why are you here? Why do you choose to stay here? Is there anything that the city could do better in terms of managing that? We did that because initially we used to get a lot of complaints about the city coding and the city code officer and everything else. And initially some of those visits were pretty tough. But over the years, those have gotten out, and now mostly it's a love fest. And it's very complimentary, and the mayor and the city manager get to see the diversity of businesses they have in the city, and they walk away sometimes saying, I didn't know we had stuff like that here.
And that's true. Even I didn't know, and I've been interviewing for going on 6 years here with My Chamber TV, but every month it's just a new month with new great things.
Oh, it is. And We only have Oldsmar has about 10, 11 square miles, but we have almost 100 manufacturers and you just don't see that, industrial base. So we try to do with that. The city, because of that, they like to recognize their businesses, so they get us involved in helping pick a business of the quarter and a business of the year, that they give them a presentation directly from the city, which we think is nice. And as I mentioned, we do that business assistance and counseling and outreach services to try to build things in. We do a variety of meetings to facilitate that. I would say the primary one that we do that tends to drive action is our monthly economic development and government affairs meeting. So what we do is we try to bring speakers, topical speakers of things that are new and going on in the community. For instance, this month we had an organization called Affordable Transportation. They're the group that is pushing the 1% sales tax increase for transportation in Hillsborough County. So we're going to look at that and take a board position on that next week to see if we'll get involved in assisting with that or not. And of course, that's Hillsborough County, but we're right on the border.
Right.
And we're about 50-50 of Hillsborough and Pinellas, and we believe, obviously with our name, we believe in that regional approach to do that. So we do that. Communications is a big key to what we do. And as I mentioned to the city council last night, our big means of communication is obviously our website and programs like this of web TV that we get out there, not only our website, but connect to social media and doing that. Plus we do blast emails that support our events as well as the city events. In terms of events, we're a little bit different than some chambers. We host 2 major events a year, Oldsmar Days, and we have Oktoberfest. We'll be talking about that next month in a lot greater detail, because with those 2 events, we'll draw 30,000 plus people into the city that wind up going to a restaurant, wind up filling their car up with gas.
That's right. I've been to Oldsmar Days.
Have you?
Yes, and that is a fun event.
Well, Oktoberfest is a little bit bigger and can be even more fun.
Awesome.
With that, we're able to get in a lot more participant events, let's say. Stein holding, log sawing, barrel rolling, keg tossing.
And you've got your apron.
And I've got my apron.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have waitress beer carrying contest, and me and 2 buddies, we'd get dressed up like German waitresses.
Oh my goodness,
and carry
that's
beer.
going to be fun.
Oh, so we have a lot of fun with that. Last year we introduced a dachshund racing contest, and they're coming back this year.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's fun, as well as a Volkswagen car show. So we get involved in all of that. What I wanted to tell you though is the big change. In addition to all of that, the city of Oldsmar wants to get more focused on their own economic development. And so what they've done is they've appointed an economic development who's the assistant city manager. And our new contract will call for me and her to meet on a bi-monthly basis. We'll go from an annual report to quarterly report. And so we will be focusing really on economic development. And to me, and that's what I've mentioned to the city in setting their mission for that economic development is basically the most efficient and effective use of land, labor, capital, and technology. So that, to me, if we're going to do it, is going to require a look at the city land use, a look at the city codes, and things of that nature. We have a tri-county workforce with all the manufacturers we have. How are we getting these people there? We know that they have a lack of skilled workers, so I'm also working with the Tampa Bay Partnership on a project to really take a look at talent development in Tampa Bay. And so all of those things fit together, and it's keeps me busy.
It does keep you busy. My goodness.
Keeps me busy.
I mean, how much time do you have for yourself, right? But your heart is in it.
It is.
How long have you been with the chamber?
Probably 15 years or so.
15 years.
Yeah. My son-in-law was the chamber director when I came, and he asked me to do the business assistant, so I did. And then later, when he left, they asked me to be the chamber president for eight or so years, and now I said, look, I gotta back off a little bit, so I'm down to working about 5-6 hours a day.
So that's good.
And doing that, yeah.
That's good because you've had your fingers in all the pies and you've had a chance to really see things grow, and they're continuing to grow. Yeah. You have so many different things going on here, events and businesses. Everybody we interview, you can just see that they are top-notch businesses. They have a heart for the community. They give back into the community as well.
You know, one thing I've learned, and with all the complexity that you talk about, and Tracey probably used the word, but I'm not sure. What I tell the board and everybody else, you know, you can make this as complex as you want, but it all gets down to one word, and that's relationships.
Yes.
Our business is a business of building relationships based on trust and integrity. Person to person, business to business.
Absolutely.
Business to government, business to community. But if we don't remember that one word, relationships, then we've lost our sight of our mission.
You know, that's true, and that's very well said.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, the relationships that you build in the community with your businesses and the government, I mean, that just, brings it full circle, right?
Yes, yes it does. And that's what we stress with everything we do. We have a bi-weekly, every other Friday, we used to call it a networking activity, but now we've changed the name to relationship building. Relationship builders. We now get an average of 50 people. Our membership base is about 425. We'll get 50 people every other Friday at 7:30 in the morning. That's 10% of our membership base.
That and you're not calling it networking.
No.
You're calling it relationship
building.
Yeah, that's what it's. That's the foundation.
Yeah, that's the foundation.
Yeah, yeah.
And it you know, like I said, it has to be based on trust and integrity, or else you're basically blowing smoke.
Yeah.
So
where is this held on that Friday?
We do it at Aston Gardens, right up on Linebaugh Avenue. They have a very nice facility that they have been very, very generous with. So we're able to meet there every other Friday, and it's a great thing. So we have a lot of stuff going on. It's very diverse, and we try to keep everybody involved as much as we can.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, I know I could sit here all day and talk about what's going on and, you know, who's on first and, you know, just the interesting people that you bring in to the show that is representative of the community. So you can always trust the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. If you have a business and you'd like to get involved, come talk to Jerry. Come see what the town is all about. Or maybe you know someone that is in business that can use the services here. You want to get involved in the community. This is really the way to do it.
It's a great place to live, work, and play.
Oh, yeah, it really is. In fact, who knew that we would have had a former football player from the Packers.
Green Bay Packers.
A Green Bay Packers was in here today, working for State Farm, Arlo. He was great. I mean, you just never know who you're going to see on My Chamber TV, and we air every Wednesday at 3:30, so you can tune in and find out what's happening at the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. It's really a way to educate yourself, and we've been doing this show now for a good little while. I'm going on 6 years. So we bring the community to you and let you see what's going on in the community and just get involved, because it's not like you can just join the chamber and not do anything. You get involved. You have to get involved. You can't just pay the fees, but come in and mosey around, talk to the people here at the chamber, and you will be sold. Thanks, Jerry, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Barbara.
Right here on My Chamber TV.